Esposito one side in alone. Cheevers saves. Esposito behind everybody. Both right in. Robbed. And Cheevers made the stop. You would not believe that finish.
Probably had lots of practice and for all those years
over the years. Cheesy knew what he was going to do. So Espo broke his stick over the crossbar and stormed off the ice. So I jumped over the boards. I tapped Cheesy on the pads, and the Zamboni doors are right there to the dress room.
Yeah.
So myself, Cheesy, and Mike Milbury left the ice and we're walking to the dress room. And I guess what happened was the Rangers never left the ice. Something happened. They came down, as I seen in the highlights. They were jawing, and there was going to be a brawl any second on the ice. And I think it was Stan and Beaton kind of went over into the corner, and they had a hold of each other, and they were going to start. And the guy off camera leaned over the boards and hit Stan and took his stick. And the camera never showed that. All of a sudden, they showed this guy with a hockey stick in the stands, but nobody knew where he got it. Well, he leaned over the glass, and he hit Stan, and he took his stick. So that's when Terry saw the guy. He didn't know if the guy was going to hit a player or a fan or anybody. That's why Terry went over.
Basically,
Terry just grabbed him and threw him down. He said, I never punched him, I didn't do anything. I just held him down till the security guard could come. But the guy's brother came running down the stairs that jumped on Terry.
Yeah.
So Terry saw him coming, and he said, I covered up because I didn't know what he was going to do. That's when Peter McNabb went over. And the guy saw Peter coming, my old roommate. And at this time, we're halfway to the dressing room, Milbury and myself and Cheesy.
Yeah.
And we hear the fans going nuts. So we turn around, we run back out to the ice, and by the time we got back out there, the whole team was already in the stand. So I went up the first level, and I didn't see the guy up between the seats.
Yeah.
I only saw Terry on top of this guy, and there was really nothing going on there. But Mike, for some reason, must have saw it and ran up the set, kept running. But he had no clue what happened.
You got up
Ask
there
him
pretty
today.
quick.
He had no clue. But the guy was down in between the seats, and his legs were in the air, and he couldn't get a shot at him, so he took his shoe off, and he started hitting him with the shoe. Call it the Hush Puppy incident. In those days, they had a 12:30 Delta flight out of JFK. So we had to get on the bus and go to JFK after the game. So they were all banging on the door, Bruins, you know what. And so we had to go out an opposite door of Madison Square to get to JFK. So we get to JFK and we go check in. The two guys are missing. They weren't on the bus. Nobody took a head count. Jill Gilbert and Dickie Redmond went to get a sandwich or something. We're like, oh crap, they better not find those guys.
Yeah. That was a pretty good story. It all started in Calgary, as a matter of fact. My son was born, and he started to watch the game, and my wife would tape the games, and he would put his little mask. So when he got to be about 3, 4, 5 years old, he would put the game in the morning and watch the whole game, because obviously he wasn't able to watch it. And I decided, I said, look, his name was Brian. He's still Brian, but he's a man now. Was like, look, I said, at the end of the game, if I take my helmet out and then I start pumping it, I said, that means we won the game, okay? So you'll know we won the game. So he didn't know the difference when you're 4 or 5 years old, whether you win or lose, you know what I mean? He just wanted to have fun. So I started to do the pump, and then for that purpose, and then it started to become very popular. Everybody was talking about, hey, look at the pump. They're waiting for the pump, and the camera would come dressing on me at the end of the game just to watch me do the pump. So when I came to Boston, I continued the tradition, and that was the reason why I did the pump.
Yeah, because they show the one where you do the helmet pump, and then you kind of like jump into the crowd. Your helmet goes flying.
That was when we beat Montreal.
Up from the main Mariners played a game, and the salute to Lemelin. You never saw 4 better games than Reggie Lemelin turned in the nets for Boston. The Bruins